For some families, Santa might have to be a little stingy this year. According to a recent consumer survey, the high costs of healthcare may mean more bills and less holiday cheer. Joining us today to discuss the 2020 Aflac Healthcare Issues Survey is Stephanie Shields, Senior Vice President of Broker Sales at Aflac. Welcome to the show, Stephanie.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk first about this survey. What are some of the main findings?
Our survey found that medical costs are affecting families' ability to enjoy this holiday season. It's the second time that we've run the survey, and over the past 2 years, 75% of families who responded to our survey reported that they're going to be making some difficult financial decisions about their spending this holiday season.
And what type of sacrifices or hard decisions are Americans having to make because of healthcare costs?
Yeah, during this season of giving, so many people are thinking about cutting back, and it comes in a variety of different forms. So maybe fewer gifts under the tree or foregoing those trips to visit family and friends. One example is our respondents who had a trip to the hospital over the past year reported more than half of them spending $1,000 or more in out-of-pocket costs, which is about the same amount that consumers plan to spend on gift giving this holiday season. So sacrifices are definitely going to need to be made.
And then, of course, we're all dealing with the pandemic. How is that impacting the holiday season as well?
Absolutely. COVID was the third most mentioned ailment impacting individuals and their families. And I'm a mother of three. I'm a businesswoman. I've seen and felt firsthand the impacts to virtual learning and work and our social environment. But there are a few things that remain constant, whether COVID or other serious ailments like cancer or heart attack and stroke. These things are unexpected, and families are generally unprepared for the major bills that they get if they occur.
Yeah, unprepared, that's a big one right there. And given some of these sacrifices and those high medical costs, are people maybe having regrets about some of their healthcare decisions?
Yes, hindsight being 2020, people often reflect about their healthcare decisions when a medical event hits. And over a third of our respondents report feeling regret about choosing limited benefit plans or high deductible copays, or even not understanding out-of-network costs. You know, health insurance doesn't always cover the full gamut of medical costs, and that's why supplemental insurance is important. It covers expenses that health insurance doesn't.
So it sounds like that's something that maybe people should be thinking about for the next year that's coming up. Are there any other survey findings that really stood out to you?
You know, we're talking about the holidays, it's December, but this difficult decision that people are needing to make happens all year long. And one of the other unintended outcomes is risky financial outcomes, credit cards and taking out loans and postponing trips even to the doctor for people and their families. That's why really thinking through benefit choices alongside of health insurance with supplemental helps create really a safety net for consumers, because plans like critical illness or hospital pay cash benefits direct to the individual, and they can spend it however they like on their medical bills or day-to-day expenses.
Well, it's good to know that Aflac has some options for people who are rethinking that and worried about some of those medical costs. Stephanie, we appreciate you joining us this morning. For more information and to see what Aflac has to offer, you can check out aflac.com.
This interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.